Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Happy Monday to you. Please consider liking, subscribing to the channel, donating, and hey, look, if you decide you subscribe and you no longer want to be part of the community, you can unsubscribe at no cost. Boom. Hey, look, man, the secret society, they're vowing to stop Devin Haney before he continues on these clinching sprees, because I was reading a couple of articles, right? Because we know Devin Haney and Lomachenko is getting a lot of attention, and it should get a lot of attention. But surprisingly, some people think Devin Haney doesn't stand a chance. Some people think Devin Haney will go in there and wash Lomachenko. I personally think Devin Haney's jab is going to make the difference in this fight. However, in addition to the jab, and I can totally understand the argument, the concern is Devin Haney's clinching spree that he's been on since he started boxing. And I'm going to tell you, clinching can be very effective in boxing. But when you look out here and you see different articles talk about Devin Haney, some say Devin Haney averages about 17 clinches in a fight. He averages 17 initiations per fight. Some say he averages 65 clinch initiations per fight, right? Some say kind of in the middle. But then you go and read some articles that says in his fights, like with Kambosos, they said it was over 235 clinches. Now, what I'm going to tell you is take that with a grain of salt, man, because you can have Yahoo News report, Sport News report something, ESPN report something, and these independent columnists write something, right? All about the same fight, all about clinching, and they'll all report something different. I've learned my lesson, and I'm going to tell you right now, don't go and take any information you're getting off of Twitter and make a video based on that, because they post so much crap out there that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, with Devin Haney, look, clinching is part of boxing, man. Now we know when it comes to the Queensberry rules of boxing, clinching isn't allowed. But clinching is something that fighters use. Now, for a lot of people, they don't realize that clinching is a legal move. You know what I mean? Under the marquees of Queensberry rules. A lot of people don't know that. But it's just become an essential part. It's just some people's games. You know what I'm saying? It's a defensive tactic. And you know what they do? They just come out there and they want to tie up the opponent's arms and try to render their opponent as being ineffective. And when you think about Devin Haney in all of his fights, that is what he depends on. And that is something that gives him an advantage. In addition to his outstanding skill set, he has become an outstanding clincher. That has become part of his skill set. You watch when he fought Linares. If Devin Haney hadn't learned how to clinch, Devin Haney would have lost that fight. You can even say so with Jojo Diaz and, maybe Kambosos. But he dominated all of those fights. But he got himself in there. When he did find himself getting hit, he immediately goes to clinching. And he knows how to tie up the arms. And when he ties you up, he's not even just trying to hold you most of the time. He's just trying to blunt your offense, maybe turn you. And then sometimes Devin Haney will fire out of the clinch. And that's what catches opponents off guard. Because they think, okay, we're clinching. They're waiting for the referee to break. Devin Haney, most of the time, will let his hands go and catch you on a break. Now, we're talking about clinching. Let's not get it twisted. There's hugging and praying for God to save your life, like what you saw with a lot of Mike Tyson's opponents. The guys were just hugging him. You guys remember Mike Tyson, especially the young Mike Tyson. His opponents would just hug him. That wasn't even clinching, man. That crap was hugging. That's not what Devin Haney does. It's just actually something he's learned in the basics of boxing, right? And he's become a master at it. Now, if you've seen other fighters add this to their repertoire, the one fighter that a lot of people talk about And I don't think they really understand because it's Floyd Mayweather. A lot of people talk about, oh, he's grabbing people's arms, he's holding them, he's tying up the two arms. Look, man, it's a strategic maneuver. This is nothing new, man. You know, the clinch first and foremost is used as it's part of the strategy. These are things they train on. When most boxers use the clinch to tie up an aggressive opponent. Now, is Lomachenko aggressive? I think he can be. But nevertheless, Devin Haney's going to use that clinch to make it more difficult for Lomachenko to go on the offensive. And just like he's done with all of his other opponents. Now, you've seen opponents get frustrated when guys are clinching them. You've even seen opponents throw elbows, headbutts, or take an opponent and throw him off him or shove him. There's all kind of stuff you see. You even saw that with Jermaine Franklin and Anthony Joshua recently. Jermaine Franklin was getting frustrated. He felt like Joshua was clinching too much, grabbing on him too much. He even said Joshua was, pushing his head down, which, it's a dirty tactic. There's different ways to clinch. You know what I'm saying? And no, it's not supposed to be fun for the opponent. It's supposed to frustrate you. It's supposed to piss you off. But the referee gets paid to do a job. And I always say, hey, make the referee earn his money, man. And people may not agree with this. If the referee's going to allow me to bite you and poke you in the eye and kick you and knee you and step on your foot and all the little dirty things that get done in a fight, right? Yeah, I may do it if he's not going to say anything. So what I'm saying is for the referee to just not give warnings, but to take points. Now, you take a look at what happened with Magsayo and Figueroa just here about a month ago. You see that referee for that fight? I can't remember his name, right? That guy took points from Magsayo for clinching, for grabbing Figueroa's arm. And all I'm saying is that whole thing with clinching has been done for a long time. And what Magsayo was doing is he was trying to disrupt the opponent's rhythm. But that referee wasn't having it. Now, for Devin Haney, look, man, with him going in there with Lomachenko, I'm telling you right now that Lomachenko, I think two things have happened. He's practicing and sparring how to get out of a clinch or how to preclude Devin Haney from clinching. And I'm sure Bob Arum has already said here, and I know he represents both fighters, but I'm telling you, I just have a feeling that Bob Arum really would like to see Lomachenko be the undisputed at 135. That's just how I feel. I could be wrong. But when you listen to Bob Arum talk, I don't get that he feels Devin Haney is the best 135 pounder. I just don't get that. I think he deep down feels Lomachenko is the best 135, 130 pounder, period. Okay? So the reason why I'm mentioning that is because when we look at the fight, I am 100% confident clinching is something that has already been tabled to whoever's going to be reffing the fight or to the commission. And maybe they haven't picked a referee yet. But I know for a fact that's something and that's going to be addressed. But I really feel the person who's going to be tabling that conversation is Bob Arum. And I know for some of you out there who feel that Bob Arum is a fair promoter, you may not agree with what I'm saying. I'm just telling you. That's just my opinion. But that being said, Lomachenko is going to have a better understanding of the best time for Haney to execute the clinch so he can be prepared for it to know how to counter that. Because I'm telling you right now, Haney is going to do his best. Because let me tell you something, with Lomachenko, everybody, if you're watching this video, man, you follow boxing, we know what Lomachenko brings to the table. He is a rhythm fighter. If you let Lomachenko get into his rhythm, in and out, angles, turning, pop, pop, move, slick, it's over. Devin Haney has two tools to disrupt that rhythm. It's that jab, because Devin Haney has like 100-inch reach. You know what I'm saying? It's that damn jab, and it's the clinch. And the only thing I think Lomachenko, he can really, I want to make sure I say this right. I'll say this. The biggest thing that could be a problem for Lomachenko is the clinch. Because Devin Haney's long, he's tall, he's strong, and he can reach out there, man, and grab Lomachenko and tie him up. And I think that's the biggest problem going into this fight for Lomachenko. I don't think it's a jab. You know, Lomachenko had how many amateur fights? 400 something. You know what I'm saying? That's why in the second pro fight he was fighting for a title. So Lomachenko's not, a jab is not a problem for Lomachenko. I think that's one of Haney's best assets. I tell you, it's going to be the clinch. But it's like I just said, you know, a lot of opponents, Lomachenko included, they love to set themselves up and need to be in rhythm in order to execute their offense. Now, and their combinations. Now, by clinching, which is what Devin does, he disrupts the rhythm and the momentum and forcing him to constantly have to reset. But I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of people who train because they have to find a way to neutralize an opponent who I would say has a stronger offense. They have to find a way to neutralize that opponent with a stronger offense, right? Have to neutralize their attack. Now, we talk about aggressive fighters. I think I would say Lomachenko is aggressive. He's tricky, right? But when he does decide to be aggressive, he does it with conviction. And he looks small. Well, he is small. He looks simple. But obviously, he's got some pop on those shots. Lomachenko out here, we see him knock people out cold. I mean, I didn't know. I still don't. I watch him, and I'm like, he can't hit that hard. But obviously, he hits hard. But at the end of the day, you know, Devin Haney's going to have to figure it out. Because I'm telling you right now, man, when it comes to someone in that ring, once they get going, who chooses to be authoritative, that's Lomachenko. Devin Haney plays it safe. You know, you really don't see Devin Haney really getting outside of his comfort zone and trying to go in for the finish. Now, if he hits somebody and gets them wobbled, well, Devin Haney may press on the gas, but he's not really like that. He stays disciplined, he stays focused, and he'll keep the fight simple if he has to. That's him. He's not going to come out here and complicate things. But this clinching, I'm telling y'all right now, man, it does several things. The biggest thing, the three things, the top three things for me, neutralizes the attack before it begins, which is something Devin Haney is great at doing to opponents, and he's going to have to do that against Lomachenko. Figuring out how to disrupt the opponent's rhythm. So Lomachenko's a rhythm fighter. That's the second most important thing for Devin Haney. He's got to disrupt that rhythm. And then the third thing is just understanding it's a strategic maneuver, but that's the problem with the secret society. They don't want Devin Haney coming out here with this strategic maneuver because, one, it's illegal. And two, he's the undisputed 135, and people call him a boring fighter, man. That's people don't appreciate what this man brings to the table. But I am telling you, I don't know if he has had 235, 300 clinches a fight. I know he clinches a damn lot. But at the end of the day, that's for the referee to sit there, man, and just tap on the hand and say, hey, you need to knock that off. Continue, point. Okay? It's for the referee to do it. But I feel that there's a lot of mention about this clinching going into this Lomachenko fight. And there's always been talks about Devin Haney and the clinching. But he's not the only one to do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather is notorious for clinching. You know what I'm saying? Everybody complained about him in the clinching and holding. But if you notice, Floyd Mayweather had a very good relationship with a certain referee, Bayless. And Bayless would allow certain things. Matter of fact, Bayless knew what he was doing because Bayless is out there on the exhibition circuits now. So he's like, y'all can say what you want. I'm out here on these exhibition circuits traveling with Mayweather. So I'm not saying there was funny business there. All I'm saying is Bayless and Mayweather had a special relationship. Devin Haney, if he wants to continue with his clinching spree, he's going to have to make sure he gets his profile up a little bit more, establish a good relationship with one or two referees, so when they're in the fights, they're personable, and it makes it hard for that referee to want to pull the trigger on him when he's doing BS. Because once you have that rapport established, man, it does make it difficult. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, man, with Devin Haney and Lomachenko, I just really feel we're going to see. I'm gonna go ahead and say I really think this is gonna be the first fight where we see Devin Haney have a point taken from him. And if he has a point taken from him, we're gonna see how does he function underneath that duress, that adversity, because he's not used to anyone taking points from him. But I'm telling you, I just feel that I feel the stars are lining up a kind of way to give Lomachenko advantages. But don't get me wrong, that taking a point is the right thing to do. You're not supposed to do it. But I think this may be the first time we see that happen. Now, if he gets that referee that was refereeing Magsayo and Figueroa, and that referee does the right thing, he's going to take a point from Devin Haney. That referee, I couldn't believe what he was doing. Like, damn, man. He was ready to damn disqualify him over damn clinches. You know, that's once you start a pattern, especially as a referee, deducting points for clinching, you better keep it up. That's like Jack Reese. If you're going to come with Tyson Fury 1, when Tyson Fury got knocked out cold and fell back and hit his big potato head, and you're going to drop on your knees and get right over his mouth like you're about to French kiss him and drag your tongue all through his mouth, right? And bring him back to life, right? Well, you better continue with that, because Jack Reese sure as hell hasn't been consistent with dropping on his knees when an opponent gets knocked down or dazed and trying to French kiss him and bring him back to life. That's all I'm saying. But that being said, more to come with Devin Haney, Lomachenko. I will say this. I do think that Lomachenko is a huge step up for Devin Haney. And I think Devin Haney knows that too. Because I tell you what, you could come out here in front of the microphone and you can say whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what you want people to hear. But nobody can see and hear what's going on up here. You understand? You can't leave your mind behind. When Devin Haney is at home by himself laying down, even when his dad, Beijing Bill, is over there doing whatever, and Devin Haney's by himself, let me tell you something. He's thinking about this. He knows what he's getting into. Lomachenko's not Kambosos. Lomachenko's not Jojo Diaz. And Lomachenko's not Linares. We know Lomachenko got knocked down by Linares, but Lomachenko beat Linares. Lomachenko's the real deal. And when he and Haney step in the ring, I think we're going to see just how special Lomachenko is, and we're going to see just how special Devin Haney is if he can elevate himself and control the two-time gold medalist in Lomachenko. And I'm telling you, the way he's going to have to do it is by clinching. But I just have a feeling secret society's after this man. They don't want him to have those belts. They want Lomachenko to have them. But I could be wrong, but that's my prediction. They're going to take a point from him, and Devin Haney may lose that fight. But let's just wait and see. But that being said, shout out to the veterans all 7 continents. Again, that's clinching. It's illegal, but it's a strategic maneuver. It disrupts opponents' rhythms, and it neutralizes attacks before they begin. And it has worked very great for Devin Haney. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. I'm in the breeze.